Good evening, YouTube. I'm the J-Bahn, and today I have another reaction video for you. I'll be reacting to History Matters' latest video, Why Didn't Belgium Get More Land After World War I? So, yes, this is uploaded later than I would have liked it. I'll be watching it 4 days after the video was published, and that's mainly because I was on a trip to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's a great city. I'll be making a video about it soon. But in the meantime, I have this reaction video for you, so I hope you enjoy. Without further ado, let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, go.
After Germany was defeated during the First World War, it lost this territory.
Yep.
And Belgium, despite suffering a harsh occupation for most of the war...
Extremely harsh. Like, it was one of the first things that Britain, France, and their allies did to sort of turn the world against the Central Powers was flood the world with like things saying, avenge the rape of Belgium.
Or only received these lands. But given that Denmark got all of this despite not fighting at all, why did Belgium get so little? So, as you'll know...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Denmark was neutral and got territory after the First World War. But I think that was more to do with the fact that the area that was transferred from Germany to Denmark was Danish speaking, correct me if I'm wrong, and the Allies after the First World War were all about, national determination, although as History Matters pointed out, only for, the European powers and sometimes the South American powers. Yeah, that was a really good joke. Let's keep going.
Belgium didn't exactly have a good time during the First World War. And once it was over and Germany defeated, the question turned to what Belgium...
What did that paper say? Hold on.
And once it was over and Germany defeated...
Sorry, let's see. The London News, 12th of November, 1918. One penny. Germany gives up. The German government acknowledging its lame defeat has signed an armistice and agreed to surrender. The peace was signed in Ferdinand Foch's personal train carriage, and the Allied Supreme Commander said of the armistice, "We, France, won this war entirely on our own, so it was signed in this train car, which will never be used with another treaty ever again." Fun fact, it was the Germans, just to humiliate the French, actually dragged out the railway car when the French surrendered in World War II. Germany agreed to several humiliating acts. The Germans will flee from any occupied countries, leaving those cool pointy helmets behind because Dave wants one for his son. Sorry. You can stay in the East and shoot the commies. Wait, really? I thought they... Oh, okay. I thought they wanted the... well, anyway. They also agreed to hand over all of their artillery, planes, and ships. They accept that we're going to occupy the chunk of Germany west of the Rhine and steal whatever isn't nailed down. Oh, boy. All Allied prisoners of war will be released. For the rest of the time, everyone will blame Germany for the war and laugh and the Kaiser's silly mustache. Yeah, while he hides out in the Netherlands. Denmark to get land for nothing. Denmark, a country which contributed exactly nothing to the war and did precisely zero fighting, has been offered a chunk of German lands, providing a referendum in the region of Prussia. Yeah, see, like I said, this follows the Allied plan of just giving parts of Germany away to any except those who helped to defeat it. France will get the place it lost 40 years ago. Luxembourg will get nothing, and only Poland will be rewarded. At this point, rumors are swirling that not only Denmark will get lands, but other neutral countries like the Netherlands will be gifted large tracts of land, and we'll see Pomerania returned. Because at this point, why not? I mean, yeah, I'm sure that is very likely. The Danish government is excited at this proposal, given that it's just a bunch of free real estate. Can women work? Given that they've been making all of the shells, it would seem they can. Who knew? Yeah, and I think it was after the First World War that Britain gave women the right to vote, although only women who had land. So it wasn't really until 1928 that most women got the vote, and then in the United States they got the vote right after the First World War. Russian Revolution, not a big deal. This paper has gathered a panel of experts to discuss how important the Bolshevik Revolution and ongoing civil war in Russia is to our readers, and their unanimous version verdict is that it isn't. Our experts, who aren't all businessmen with financial interests in Russia, believe that the revolution will peter out. It's almost certainty that the Tsar will return, that a Tsar will return, the communists will come down with a case of the hangings, and all of the former territories will happily rejoining it, starting with Finland, yeah. Fun fact, no, that didn't happen. Today's weather, try looking outside, idiot. Okay, sorry, it's always funny, this guy is just hilarious.
The question turned to what Belgium and others would get in terms of compensation. Some powers, like France and Italy, were keen on punishing the Central Powers territorially, whereas the United States wanted the territorial changes to be minimal and based mostly on demographic lines. Belgium was divided between French speakers in the south and Dutch speakers in the north, and so different politicians in the country had different priorities on which territory was rightfully theirs. For example, some French-speaking politicians there laid claim to these parts of France because they historically belonged to the Spanish Netherlands. Many in Belgium also argued that the Netherlands as a neutral country historically belonged to the Spanish Netherlands. Many in Belgium also laid claim to these parts of France.
Is that Calais? Well, wow, that's interesting.
Because they historically belonged to the Spanish Netherlands.
Good luck with that.
Many in Belgium also argued that the Netherlands as a neutral country essentially helped Germany by allowing it to trade with the wider world. As such, it needed to be punished, which meant Belgium getting these lands. The reason why they chose them is that when Belgium was a part of the United Kingdom of the Netherlands, these regions were administered as a part of the south, but Belgium lost them after its independence.
And then they also wanted Luxembourg.
One thing you'll notice, though, is they also wanted this part here. There was no historic claim to the region, it was just an added extra to punish the Netherlands for not fighting. Some politicians there pushed for Luxembourg to either be annexed into Belgium entirely, or, more likely, pushed into a personal union with it. And thus
personal union, oh boy. So, just like Finland and Russia, lovely.
Extension, Belgium would gain these lands as compensation for Luxembourg's occupation during the war. And as for Germany, Belgium wanted compensation, and the initial plan was to push to get this. These were the only ideas for annexation that were even remotely mainstream, but there were some more extreme politicians and military leaders that argued for the annexation of these German lands up to the Rhine. So in the end, why did Belgium get so little despite wanting so much? Well, first of all, a lot of
why did, Italy give, why did Italy, gain so relatively, well, not relatively little, but less than what they wanted? Although, on the other hand, Serbia got way more, got more than, more than its wildest dreams, and so did Romania, so.
Were frankly nuts. The Entente were never going to punish the Netherlands for its neutrality whilst rewarding Denmark for its own. And the idea of Luxembourg being annexed or forced into a union with Belgium for the crime of also being invaded was laughable. Furthermore, one of the foundational principles the Entente held with respect to territorial changes was self-determination. The people who lived in the majority of these areas certainly didn't see themselves as Belgians, and so they were never going to vote to join. Another issue was that Belgian diplomats often couldn't agree themselves on what they wanted, and in the end they demanded so much.
Disunification, that's always the best way of going about it. Wait, what?
That it offended their allies. This is why themselves on what they wanted.
So wait,
and in the end,
are they also pushing here to gain, what was that, the Isle of Wight, Cornwall, and Ireland?
Demanded so much that it offended their allies. This is why Belgium's gains were these in Africa and these lands here. These were lands occupied by Germans, but the Entente knew it needed to give Belgium something, and so transferred they were. And these Belgian lands were reliant on this railway. And so Belgium demanded that it also be annexed.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was. And this is why there's these weird clumps of German territory hanging out about inside Belgium. Belgium was
I bet that didn't go well with the Germans, another exclave.
Compensation and told essentially to shut up and deal with it. And so, for all of Belgium's trouble, this is what it gained.
And that's why Belgium has some German speakers in it now, isn't it? And I suppose they never sold it back to Germany like the Netherlands did after World War II. Also a great video.
This episode with a special thanks to my patrons, James Bizanet, Kelly Moneymaker, Sky Chappelle, Katoitska, Anthony Beckett, Rod D. Martin,
Wow, that was a great video.
Wang, Marcus Arsner, YN Hockey, Alex
What
Schwinn,
painting is
AF
that?
Firefly, Captain Sidog, Spencer Lightfoot, Gustav Swan, The McWhopper, Shuenin, Marvin Cassow, Winston Kaywood, Spinning
Typo.
Three Plates, Andy McGeehee, Kamoon Yoon, Calling Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
So that was a
Todd
great
Short,
video. I certainly enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this reaction, please leave a comment, leave a like. So you can see future reactions, because I'm trying now to do every History Matters video, and hopefully the next one I'll be able to do it within like a day or so. But anyway, have a good day. Goodbye, YouTube.
Copper